Okay, so introduction time is can you kindly tell us your name, where you are joining from? We are glad to have you here.
My name is Daniel Eziati. My
Okay.
name is Divine Apollyon. My
Okay.
name is Faith Eziati.
Please
My name is
tell us where you are joining the class from. Where are you joining the class from? Is your name?
Birmingham.
Okay. All right. So you are all welcome. Okay. So my name is Eguero Prosper. Did you get that? My name is Eguero Prosper. Right. So I'm going to be your lecturer in this section. And I want to believe that we are all ready for the class. Okay. So, all right. So without wasting our time, because we have actually spent about 23 minutes behind our time. So we have to just dive in and look at what I have for you guys this evening. Um, how many of us here have written any form of computer code before now? How many of us have been coding before now, either with any of the languages? You just kindly unmute yourself whenever you want to talk. Okay. So I don't think you guys heard what I said. I am asking if we have been coding before now. Please, let's concentrate. I can see that some persons are distracted. So if you are in for the class, kindly sit down comfortably and make sure that you concentrate, please. All right. Okay. So this is Digital Z Hub, an online platform that offers technological training across different domains. As you can see on the screen, we offer training on cyber security, ethical hacking, coding, web coding, machine learning, data analytics, graphic design pro, AutoCAD, advanced office packages, application development using Python and Java, and the rest of them out there. Okay, so we actually came up with this particular free version of coding specifically for teenagers. And we believe that we want to be a blessing to the teenagers out there, and there is need for them to start entering technology through the platform of coding, which has a huge positive impacts in their study, as research has shown. So we're going to unravel some of the benefits of you as a teenager venturing into coding at this stage. All right, so now let's quickly look at what I have for you guys in this particular section. So I hope you are taking note of the class. Please make sure that you take notes. I will try as much as possible to not to be too fast so that we can go with the same speed. So tonight I'll be taking us what is coding. These are the topics that we have planned to cover. And then make sure that you stay tuned to the end because there shall be important information that will be given after some time. So we shall also be looking at benefits of coding, and then we will look at application of coding, because that is also very important. We understand the application of coding, and that is one of the reasons why we are in here. So if we have not been able to cite any reasonable application, there wouldn't have been any reason to call our teenagers around the world for this training. So there are huge application of coding, which we are going to find out tonight. We are also going to learn how to set up the IDE we shall be using for the coding. IDE means Integrated Development Environment. So every programmer needs to provide or set up an environment for writing and executing his or her code. So we are going to learn how to set up the IDE. And then for those of us that do not have laptop, I am also going to suggest some mobile application that can actually help you to code. So just make sure that you remain tuned. We are also going to learn programming and languages extensions. It's very important. Every programmer needs to understand what are languages extensions. We are going to learn that. And then, of course, we are going to introduce you to basic coding using one of the most used markup language called HTML. And then we are also going to learn how to create HTML file. And then, of course, I'll take time to explain some building blocks, which are also known as the tags. So the class is actually packed for you tonight. And just to inform you, we will continue the training. This is a master class. It's not just today. We'll continue the training tomorrow evening by 4. I hope you are getting me. So save the time. We will continue the training tomorrow by 4 p.m. Nigeria time. Please make sure that you write this information down. We will continue the training tomorrow, Sunday, and it shall be a continuous training. It's not just one time. And then I believe we are all in the teenager Digital Z WhatsApp group. So if you are there, I am going to tell us what it takes for you to continue with us after tomorrow section. So we actually designed the first 2 classes are free for you, but after the first 2 classes, you are going to pay a token. So this is the first class, and then tomorrow is the second class. So when we resume next weekend, then you are going to pay a token to join the subsequent classes. So it's a journey that we are starting today. So that is why I am not going to rush us, because it's not just a one-time training. So it's a total package where you'll be taught HTML markup language for creating content for web programming. You will also be taught CSS for styling the content in order to give users a good experience. And then you will also be taught, so there's a way we actually classify the classes. The training is classified into basic coding. We have intermediate coding, and then we have advanced coding. Okay, so we are starting with the basic. The payment, we go for the basic. Then after we complete the basic, then you can now subscribe again to go for the intermediate, and then you keep going like that due to how you are enjoying the class. Okay, so for the basic, we are going to start with HTML, CSS, and then for the intermediate, we will now enter Python programming. So Python programming will come after we have mastered to an extent HTML and CSS as the very fundamental aspect of coding any teenager or an adult that want to go into programming is expected to start from, so that when we get to Python, then some of these things or terms will no longer be challenged to us. All right. So I believe you are still with me. Now I have highlighted the plan for tonight's training. So now let's quickly start by knowing what is coding. What is coding? Just give me 1 minute. All right, so we are starting with what is coding, because I want to believe that there are some of us here that do not really have proper knowledge of what coding is. Majority of the teenagers that we have out there, if they actually understand the benefit of coding, I believe they will have joined this class. Okay, so before I start, if you have anyone out there that you feel that should be here, your cousin, your brother, please quickly reach out to them, because we are about to start. Okay. So what is coding? What is coding? So let's quickly go there and check what is coding. By definition, coding, also called programming. Okay, so whenever you hear the term coding, it also represents programming. Programming. So it's the process of writing instructions. It's the process of writing instruction. So the key word is what? Instructions. Instructions can also be referred to as commands that are aimed to achieve something. So you don't just write instructions as a programmer. These instructions are assigned a target. Okay, so when we say programming, is the process, is the art of writing instruction that a computer can understand. Writing instructions that the computer can understand. So it's not about just writing instruction. So the instruction need to align with the understanding of the entire computer system. Okay, and execute, and execute. So these words that I am underlining are very key for us when it comes to definition of programming. So one thing is the writing. That is the reason why you are in here. So there is time to write the code, and then there is time to execute the code. So the execution of the code simply means the testing of the code to see the outcome of the code, to know if the code is actually giving you the expected results. That is the meaning of the execution. Okay, so these instructions are written in programming languages. I hope you are following. Can I get a response from someone? If you are following, say yes, sir, I am following. One person should mute. Let me just get a response if you are following.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. All right, so these instructions are written in programming languages or in a programming language. So that is the reason why we are in for this training, for us to learn how to program, how to write computer instructions that can be used to achieve a particular objective. Okay, so every programmer must identify the language he or she wants to use for writing the code or for programming. So just to mention few of them, I just decided to mention some of the most used programming languages out there, but that does not really mean that these are the only programming languages. So we have the Python, we have the Java, we have the C++, we have the JavaScripts. Okay, so these are some programming languages that can be used to write instruction for the computer to adhere to. Right? Okay, so now that we understand what is programming, now let's quickly talk about who is now a programmer. Who is now a programmer? So at the end of this training, you should be addressed as a programmer. At the end of this training, you should be addressed as a programmer. Okay, so a programmer, like I've said before, is someone who writes these codes. Remember, we said programming is the art of writing instruction. So the person or a professional who uses these programming languages to write these instructions, he or she is referred to as a programmer. A programmer. Okay? All right. So now that we understand who is a programmer, now let's proceed to the next slide. Let's quickly look at, let's quickly look at in simple term. I'm trying to bring it to a very simple way we can understand the entire concept of programming. So in a simple way, or in a simple term, we can define computer programming as the following. Number one, we can say a computer cannot think for itself. So we need to understand, okay? A computer cannot think for itself. It only follows commands that are programmed on it. Okay? So the entire technology is wrapped in what? Programming. So you are beginning to see some of the reason why you should learn programming. Okay? So there is no technology that we have today that do not start from programming. That is why statistically we say programming is the backbone of the entire technology. The backbone of the entire technology. Okay? So think of any app, it emanated from programming. So there is no technology without programming. Okay? So we can also look at coding. Coding is how humans communicate with computers. How human, like you and I, communicate with computer to tell them what to do. Okay? So when you are writing a program, you are simply communicating in a human form to the computer. So that is programming. So we can also see it from the angle of the instructions. The word instruction here can also represent code, Okay, so anytime you hear the word instruction, it also means what? Code. And that is why we can define code as set of instructions. And then instructions are also what? Codes. So the instruction code can make the computer perform tasks like calculations. So I'm still trying to break it down to your own level as a teenager so that you understand what exactly a coding or programming is all about. Okay, comma, displaying a website, playing music, controlling machines, or even running artificial intelligence. All these are computer programs that makes all this possible. All right, hope we are still following. Can I get a response also before I proceed?
Yes, sir.
All right, do we have any questions from what I've explained so far?
Sir, can you please stay there for a bit? We have not done copying it.
All right. So go ahead. I'm waiting. So once you are through, let me know so that I can proceed. All right. Hope we are through. Can we continue?
We're not through. It's just a little bit more.
All right, just quickly. All right, so now let's quickly look at some of the benefits of coding. Some of the benefits of coding. Let's look at that. Benefits of coding. Benefits of coding. So there are actually numerous benefits of coding. There is no programmer that has ever regretted for learning coding. Right? So there are so many benefits attached to coding. Number one is build future skill. So when you learn as a teenager, starting the journey of coding at this age, you are actually building future skills because right now you are acquiring these skills for the future. And then when you complete your education, you will have been fully prepared, unlike some of our adults. After finishing their studies, that is when they start going out there to acquire this technological skill. So it's a bit late because they are actually learning it in a hurry. For you as a teenager who have started acquainted with coding, it means that before you get to that adult age, you must have been grounded on technology, which will give you an upper hand over others. Now, another advantage of programming is, or coding is, it opens career opportunities. It opens career opportunities. Okay, so by the time you start looking for jobs after your education, you will see how just displaying or reflecting in your curriculum vitae or resume, it will give you a kind of opportunity. Okay. It improve problem solving skills. It improve problem solving skill. That is one of the direct benefits of programming. It expands someone's problem solving ability. Okay. When there is a problem, you see, when there is a problem, a programmer will be able to start thinking on how he or she can actually provide solution. And as we all know, the world does not pay you without solving a problem. So the world is actually structured in a way that only individuals who are solving problem and from the problem they are solving. So it enhances logical thinking. It enhances logical thinking. That is one of the direct benefits of coding. That is one of the direct benefits of coding. Like I said, it enhances what? Logical thinking. Then it also boosts creativity. It boosts creativity. And then it encourages persistence. So every programmer, they are always what? Persistence. You see them trying to make sure that they stay true until they get the problem solved. They don't easily give up. They don't easily give up. So you cannot come across a programmer that that try to solve a problem, and then because he or she is not able to solve it within the next few minutes and then give up. No, a programmer must stay in there until the problem is solved, until he or she is able to provide solution. So that is the persistency in programming. That is one of the benefits of programming. So just while you are writing, I want you to note down all these benefits in the next few minutes quickly.
We have done it, sir.
Okay. All right. Now, let's quickly discuss some of the application of coding. Let's quickly discuss some of the application of coding. Okay. After learning coding, or why am I actually learning coding? Where am I going to apply it? Which field will I apply it? That is what I want us to discuss now. So let's quickly look at some of the application of coding. So any programmer or a programmer, depending on the area you focus on, you should be able to apply your programming skill in one of these areas. So the very first area we are looking at is the web development. Web development. How many of us understand what is called websites? Can somebody unmute and tell me if you know what is called websites? You know what is called website? Do you know what is called website? I'm asking. Kindly unmute and tell me if you understand what is called a website. You can't hear me? Please, I want to get a response. Do you guys understand what is called a website?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now do you know that the website is built by programmer? Are you aware of that? I believe you should.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So creating websites and web application such as e-commerce, stores, blogs, websites, online learning platforms, front-end coding using HTML, CSS, JavaScript, makes site interactive, while back-end coding, Python, PHP, Node.js, powers the server and the database. So you can see that the knowledge of coding is broadly what applied out there. In web development, just imagine all this can be achieved through the application of programming or coding. Peter. All right. I hope you are still writing. Is once you are done writing, just notify me so that I can continue. So as you can see, all these languages, they are languages that you are to learn. At least you can learn some, you can start from somewhere. So as a teenager, like I said earlier on, we are going to start exposing you to the very basic programming languages. I'm going to start with HTML. We'll look at CSS. We'll look at JavaScript. But based on the order of priority, we are going to expose you to HTML, CSS, and then we'll go to Python. So we'll go to Python. So our focus is to develop us on how to speak the markup language and how to speak the decoration language, which is the CSS, and of course, the AI leading programming language, Python. So these three languages are the areas I actually want us as teenagers to focus on because they will be of more beneficiary to you. Right? So can I proceed or you are still writing?
Proceed.
All right. So what can you say? I want one of you to unmute and tell me what he or she have learned so far in this section. Somebody, I just want to know if you are following. Can any one of you unmute and explain within the next 2 minutes what he or she has learned so far in this section? Okay.
In this section, I learned that the benefits of coding is build, a, build future skills, open career opportunities,
Wow.
enhance logical thinking, encourage persistence, boost creativity, improve problem-solving skills. And I also learned that coding, also called programming, is the process of writing instructions that the computer can understand and execute.
That is wonderful. That is wonderful. I am so impressed. Okay, can I also hear from another person? iPhone, I don't know. I know you are joining with your parents' devices, but please pardon me if I address you with the name of your device. iPhone, please, can I get a response from you? What have you learned so far?
It teaches you how to you get your resume higher and you can get better jobs by learning how to do coding in companies like that.
Wow, that is good. That's good. All right, so let's quickly proceed. You guys are actually doing well, amazingly well. Thank you for following. Now, let's quickly look at another application of coding, another application. So I've actually outlined so many applications of coding, just for us to know why it is important as a teenager, even as an adult. It's not too late for you to learn programming. Okay. Now let's look at another application of programming. As you can see, this is the second. Okay, it's like someone was still writing. Okay, can I move from this slide?
No, sir, I'm still writing.
Okay, so quickly. So don't forget, like I said, this training continues tomorrow. By what time? What time did I say this training will continue tomorrow?
4 p.m., sir.
4 p.m. So we are not rushing, so we'll take our time because it's a master class. We'll take it slow and steady. Continue from where we stop tomorrow. Okay, so let's continue. Do we prefer 4 p.m. or should we go for 5 p.m. to 7 p.m.? Which one do you think is more comfortable to you? Should we go with 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. or 4 to 6 p.m.? Which one do you think is better?
5 p.m.
5 p.m. is better, right?
Yes, sir.
4 p.m.
4 p.m. How many of us adopt 4 p.m.? 4 p.m. How many of us? Just one person? Okay. Let's make it 5 p.m. So that we can have more people joining. Okay, let's make it 5 p.m. 5 to 7
Yes,
tomorrow.
sir.
5 to 7. I will drop the link after this class. All right, I think I should be able to proceed now. Can we go on?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
All
sir.
right, now let's quickly look at another application of programming. Another application of programming is on mobile app development. On mobile app development. So we are going to see this played out when we get to Python, where we are going to be creating some games and then also some mobile apps. Okay, so programming is very, very rich. You can see even in mobile app. So we're talking about applications that can run on mobile devices. So the knowledge of programming can help you in developing such apps. So building Android apps using Java Kotlin, an iOS app using Swift, cross-platform apps using framework like Flutter or React Native. Example, WhatsApp, TikTok, mobile banking app. All these are apps that were developed with the knowledge of programming. So you can see, and you can just imagine the problem, the challenges these apps are solving out there. Just imagine the kind of communication that is going on today swiftly because of the WhatsApp and the TikTok, a lot of content being pushed out there. So you can see why I said programming is the backbone. If you take programming out from technology, it will collapse. Okay? So that is why we see it as a priority at Digitization Hub to make sure that we start bringing teenagers into it gradually, so that in the future, it can open career doors for them. Okay. So let me give us some time to also write, and then we proceed. Once you are done writing, all right, so now we still have more application of programming. So let's look at the next one. Application of programming in software development. Okay, so there are some professionals that uses the knowledge of programming to develop softwares. Okay, so writing desktop application such as Microsoft Word, Photoshop, or video games, all these are direct application of programming used in automation tools, accounting systems, and enterprise solutions. All these are pure or direct application of programming. So while I am walking us through all these benefits or this application is for you to know that there is actually space for you out there. So at the end of the training, you either measure on one aspect of this out of all this that we have showcased to you, then you'll be the one to determine which aspect do you actually want to venture into. So we are going to create a section for those that will show interest for application development, and then those that will show interest for mobile app development. And then, of course, so at the end of the day, we will zero on that aspect for you. So there are still more application or programming that I want us to understand. Can I move from this slide so that I can show us another application of coding? Can I move from this slide?
Yes, sir.
All right, so just make sure.
No, sir, wait.
I should wait. Okay, somebody said I should wait. Should I wait? Okay.
Move, sir.
All right, so you can actually take the picture and then later you document it before the next class. All right, so I can move, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay. Now let's look at another application of programming. Another application of programming is data science and artificial intelligence, known as AI. So the entire AI that we are all hearing today, which has come to start retiring some manual operators across different industries, is the direct application of programming. So coding helps analyze data. Using Python and R. These are some of the main programming languages for analyzing data. So these are programming languages that have numerous modules or packages where some set of functions have been customized in order to allow experts like data analysts to be able to draw insight or actionable insight from a given data set for smart decision making. Okay, so powers AI, machine learning, and deep learning application, chatbot like ChatGPT, self-driving cars, all these cars, there are new invented cars now or car to be invented that will drive themselves, that will no longer need a driver. So all this will be as a result of advancement or programming. So if you are out there and you are thinking of entering technology, the best place to start with is learning at least one programming language. At least one programming language. But I will recommend Python because Python are cut across almost every aspect today and in the nearest future. So our recommendation system like Netflix, all these are direct application or programming. Can I proceed now? Can I go to the next slide?
Yes, sir.
All right, so the next application of programming is cybersecurity. As we all know today, the cyber threat is actually rising. The cyber threat is actually rising. Okay, so there is need for organization and individuals to hire experts that can actually help them to secure their systems. So the invention of this aspect of tech has to do with programming as well. I am a cybersecurity expert. I also train on cybersecurity. So I apply Python as one of the scripting language. And then we also apply Born Again Shell, which is the bash. And then you can see all these are direct application of what? Programming or coding to be able to write intelligence instruction that can help to detect and block any cyber attack. So developing tools to detect and prevent hacking, writing scripts for penetration testing, encryption, and network defense. All these are direct application of programming. Okay, so let me give us let's say 1 minute to copy, and then when I come back, I'll go to the sixth application of programming. So just take your time, just say the next 1 minute. See it now, right?
Yes, we can proceed, sir.
All right, so now let's quickly look at, so we are gradually getting to where we'll start some practicals. So once I'm done with this aspect, and then we will go straight to some of the practicals I have for us tonight. So let's just look at, I think this is one of, so we can be very fast with it because we have actually discussed the major application areas of programming. So as the sixth one, we also apply programming in game development. So there are individuals that specialize in writing application or games. Okay, so that is another direct application of programming. Creating video games, Unity with C#. So these are the languages that focuses on developing game apps. Unreal Engine with C++. All these are programming languages that you can learn. So used for both entertainment and educational games. There are a lot of games out there that are educational based that you can play and end up learning some vocabularies. All right, so now let's quickly talk about the automation and robotics. This is also another aspect where the knowledge of coding or programming is applied. Coding powers robot, drones, and Internet of Things that you hear. They are all direct. So you can see so many aspects of programming or application of coding. So I believe with all this that I have explained, they are enough for you to understand that you coming in here is actually a plus, because I have been able to explain a different application or programming to you. So, and I'm sure that you beginning this journey is not a waste. At least at the end of the training, you should be able to be proud of yourself that I am a programmer. Do we have a question before we go into the practical aspect, where I shall be teaching us how to set up the environment for writing code or for speaking any of those languages that we have mentioned so far? Any question, please, before we round up this section?
No, sir, we don't have a question.
All right.
No,
Now,
sir.
okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right. Okay, so I would like to ask one of you, will you recommend Digital Z Hub to your friends as a platform where they can acquire quality test skills?
Yes, sir.
All right, so please tell your parents to tell their friends about this training. Like I just told us, it continues tomorrow and it will not end tomorrow. So we'll continue probably for some time. By tomorrow, I'll be able to tell us exactly how long this coding class, specifically for teenagers, will run. So very soon we are coming up with the adult section. So we just want to separate the teenager, because I want to take it slow and steady, and I want to dish it out according to their level. That is why we don't want to mix them up with adults. Okay, now let's quickly talk about coding environments, which I put in brackets here as IDE, coding environments. So every programmer that want to code with any of those languages that I have mentioned. Remember, I mentioned Python, I mentioned the C++, I mentioned HTML, CSS, Java, JavaScript, any of these languages. Before you can write code with any of these languages, you must have an IDE. You must have an environment that is programmed for you to be able to write your code and also execute them. And that is the next topic I want to teach us tonight. So let's quickly go in there and see what I have for us. So these are some of the topics that are remaining as planned. Every other thing remaining here, they are practical. They are practical. So I'm done with the theoretical aspect. I'm done with the theoretical aspects. So let's quickly go to coding environment setup. Okay. Now, before that, I want to talk about an IDE. That is the first thing I want to talk about. So I want you to write the definition, because I do not capture it in the slide. So what do we mean by an IDE? An IDE. Okay, now, as part of what you are supposed to learn as a teenager, you should know how to research. So let's say, for example, you can go to Google after this class and verify what is an IDE. But let me just define it. So an IDE, which represents Integrated Development Environment. An IDE represents integrated development environment. Okay, so now what does it represent? Look at the word there, integrated development environment. So it means that it is an application that is written by another programmer for programmer to write their codes and also test run them. Did anybody get that? Please let me find out. Did you get that definition? I said an IDE is an application designed or programmed by another programmer in order to allow programmers to write code and also execute their code. Is that point taken? Please, I want to verify before I proceed. Did we get that? Can I get a response from Adam?
Yes, sir.
All right, all right.
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, which means that now this IDE, we have some of them that are compatible with Windows. That is the computer. We also have some that you can use on your mobile phone. Okay, for those that joined the last class, I exposed us to the one you can use online, which is Google Colab. But I want you, I think I have sent the list of some of these IDE you can use for coding in the teenagers WhatsApp group. So you can go to Google Play Store for those of you that does not have laptop that want to code with your phone. There are applications, there are IDE that can assist you to write code, to learn whatever to practice whatever we are going to be learning in this training directly from your mobile phone. But if you have a laptop, it will be more comfortable. Okay, but if you don't have a laptop, you can you go with the mobile version. So, but for this training, we are going to be using an IDE called Visual Studio Code. Visual Studio Code. So now I need to leave my slide and take us through the Visual Studio Code setup. Now remember, I did a video yesterday and I dropped it in the group. But if you are not in the group and you are watching this video, just kindly search for DigiTech Hub on YouTube and then search for what? IDE. You see a video that I made just to teach us how to install the IDE. I also added how you can install Python 3.13 or thereabouts directly in your Visual Studio Code. I believe you must have gone through the video. Okay, so let me ask us if you have gone through the video and we have installed Visual Studio Code like this. Please, can I get a response from at least one person? You have this application installed on your laptop, let me know, or you have an equivalent installed in your